What is up, guys? Welcome back to yet another Dragon Blaze video. I hope everybody's doing well. We are back for more content. This is going to be a little different. Somebody asked me who is new to the game, what they should do, what they should focus on, and stuff like that if they're new and they wanted me to make like an ult account. I'll eventually try to make an ult account, but in this video, I'm going to try to explain the things that you should be focusing on as you're playing Dragon Blaze. I've done a video like this before, but we're gonna do it, I guess, a little different to try to help out with what's going on, so people need to know. So basically, if you're making newer heroes, when you first start, I'm not sure this is true or not, but I know before you can get like level 100 tickets or something like that for your newer hero, not for your heroes, first and second, I believe. I'm not sure if that's true or not. If so, then that's a good way for you to get a good boost in what's going on. But when it comes to like your heroes and stuff, you should definitely make a lot of good heroes when you first start. When you're first starting, you should definitely make like Helios for sure. You should definitely make her. She's amazing. She's going to give you a lot of utility, a lot of provisions, and all that good stuff. Bright Spark is another good one to make. Envy is another good one to make. Wrath is another good one to make. Lepictra is another good one to make. Death Crowd. Like, most of all these guys are good heroes, are good to make when you first start. Your team should be consist of a paladin, a healer, a rogue, an archer, and mage. It consists of like one of everything it should consist with until you find out something that works for you. Just when it comes to that kind of aspect, because you're gonna always switch your team up. Like, you're not gonna always have a same team that's going to be of the same like category. Like, you're gonna have different things when it comes to different tiers about what you're looking for. So, and that includes first and second, in fact. Like, that's going to cover both ends. That's not just going to cover just one. So you should always kind of consider building certain teams. And here, you want to build them all if you can. You want to make them all. Also, Camille is another good one to have when you first start as well. She's going to like to get a reset. If you haven't looked through their abilities, whenever she dies, she revives all heroes except for herself. So she's going to be a very valuable asset to your team, as long as you're trying to progress through the game and all that good stuff. She's going to help you out for sure. Just those heroes I named mostly will be really good to start off with, but you can find a team that's going to work for you. Like, this is just my opinion, what I've been playing with for a long time in Dragon Blaze. So just what I've been working with. So when it comes to that, that's kind of what you should be kind of focusing on. And then when it comes to what you should be doing playing Dragon Blaze to begin with, you want to focus on all of your missions. Do these every single day. Your daily missions, do them all. Your guide missions, do these as much as you can. I'm not sure if they're ever going to reset these, but it will tell you each like fraction of what you should be doing, from challenger dungeons to Raws to arc boosters to just everything in the game. Summoning, as you see here, I have to get my arc booster up, I have to get my Raws up in my challenger dungeon. I have to do that stuff. So that's kind of what I'm working on, but try to focus on all of those things as well whenever you're starting playing the game, because that's definitely most important, and you shouldn't be kind of ignoring those things. You should be doing those all the time. And obviously your galaxy missions, if you have a chance to go through this, you can do that as well. That's going to take time when you are a new player coming in. Nextly, do all your events if you can. Definitely focus on all of these. They'll give you good resources. Sometimes they give you rubies, sometimes they don't. So definitely do all of your events as they come in, and also like your Starlight Pass, make sure you're doing that as well. Whatever it is, make sure you're doing as much as this as possible. If a new hero is out, make sure you're doing their pass, because you're going to miss out on a lot of resources in general, from summons to origin crystals to etc. to really whatever. So make sure you are doing that. And also following the recommended is also not a bad thing as well. You can follow the recommended. The recommended is generally kind of a good thing to follow to begin with. So definitely want to follow along and do the recommended, because it definitely helps you when it comes to powering up with your teams and figuring out what teams you want. Those are generally something you should focus on. This game is not like a set in stone thing where, I have one team and they can do all this and they can do all that. No, this isn't one of those type of games. For a while you can rock with a team, but then you're gonna have to change up eventually. So just be very mindful of that. And then next, you should definitely be, I won't say, you can definitely do Kalarina's event if you want to. She'll give you more resources and stuff like that, and potentially give you rubies as well from her pass, as long as you're doing stuff like that. So you can do that if you want to as well. That's actually not a bad idea to kind of focus on that. That's definitely very prevalent if you want to focus on her and all of her team, because you can get rubies from here. You can get stuff from doing her pass, like here, level 14, 30,000 rubies. You can get a lot of stuff from there. So you can focus on that as well. And whenever you start, you're not going to be in a guild. So I'm not going to do this. This is to tell you what the guild is, because you're kind of just getting started in the game. So that's not really important. Next, you want to get a decent rank in PvP. My ranking is definitely very low. I don't give a crap about PvP. It's kind of the worst content in the game. So, but you do get rubies from this each week, as long as you're in certain like rankings. So this is kind of a good thing to kind of focus on when you're first starting as well, a little bit, just to kind of get you some more rubies as well. All your missions, do all of them. When you're exploring, make sure you're doing all of these. Your space, make sure you're doing your nether dungeons, make sure you're doing all of those. Make sure you're doing your Caladon. Caladon is going to take a little bit of time to save up for, so make sure you do your Caladon when it reaches max, because you get resources through here. You get your goddess memories, your souls of Klarar, and then you get your transcendent essences, so make sure you are doing that. Your Ross is going to take time as a beginner, so don't focus on that too much. Just kind of do them as you go. It's going to take you some time. Your daily aspiration is stupid important. Make sure you don't miss any days if you can. Each day will change up, as you see here. So make sure you do not miss anything. These are all your resources that you do need. So please don't miss out on that. There's a time frame for that. Next, your Odyssey attacking team. Make sure you are doing this every day, because you get armors based on what ranking you're going through. From regular to even ultimate. I've got every single piece of armor in the game from regular to ultimate. So as a beginner, it's going to be kind of hard for you to get to level 6. Probably, if you get lucky, you may get through it. But you can have a decent team and try to get through this. And plus, at the bottom screen down here, you get resources as well. So this is another way to get resources. When it resets, this won't be here. So make sure you're constantly doing it 3 times a day to get better armors for your heroes, and eventually it will pay off. Just saying. Your mining, make sure you are mining. Most important, in my opinion, when you're first starting, make sure you are mining. The stronger your team is, the better. It's going to take some time for your team to get a little bit stronger. So just make sure you are mining if you can. You will start on this side. I've made videos about this as well, so I kind of highly recommend you look at those mining videos if you can. They're going to help you very much to get your resources, but mining offers just about every resource in the game, almost. It is very important that you check out those videos as well. I mean, you have ruins, you have gold, you have more gold, I believe, over here. You have transcendent essences. You just have so much stuff. You have ruins, you have more stuff up here. You have blue souls, gold souls, rubies. Like, you have a ton of stuff that you can mine here and then mine on the other side where you are. And mining is very important. You're going to get a ton of resources from mining, and you can mine multiple times a day. You can definitely mine whenever you're trying to mine, you can buy shoes up to 3 times per day. Your fountains will regenerate quickly, and your mobs. So make sure you are here mining and fighting, and you'll get lots of resources from fighting mobs just on the ground, just like this, for example. You can get rubies, cards, you can get all kinds of stuff from just mining. See here, I just got 40 artifacts, which is hard because they rarely give you that in the game. And if they do, they give you very little. So make sure you are mining. Most importantly, make sure you are doing your hero gallery every day. You get cards from here, you get treasure cards, you get goddess memories, you get all kind of resources, you get summons, you get third cards too. So make sure you are doing this every single day if you can. It is absolutely important that you are focused on this every day. What I'm telling you, you should focus on every day when you're playing. Your Library of Fate, you can only do that once a week. As a beginner, you probably won't be able to get through that too much, but try to go through it as much as you can, because you do get hero cards for characters in the rate up section, and you also get shards as well, so you can get your book of heroes and stuff like that from your pages. So this is another good thing to go through every day if you can focus on that. Not Path of the Forest, you probably won't get to do that just yet. Tower of Phantom, if you can get through here, this gives you also more resources as well. So that's a good thing you should definitely focus on if you can. Your rubies will come through your daily. You get rubies every time you do your dailies every day. You get rubies at the end of each week based on the things that you've done in the game. So from your bosses, from all your dailies, from your PvP, from all that stuff, you want to focus on that stuff as well. And next but not least, make sure you're making all your heroes that you can from first to second, if you can go ahead and do that. If they don't already give them to you, your third impacts, you can make all of them as well. And again, focus on what teams you want. I usually have a team mixture of everything, but if you want a suggestion about that, please post in the comments below and I'll make a video about that. This is trying to tell you what you need to focus on. You need to focus on everything I displayed in this video so far. Your challenger dungeon is another good thing to focus on too, because you get more resources that way whenever you collect. You might not be able to get through this quickly, but it's something that you can do over time. And I'll try to make an alt account as well to try to give you better information. But all those things you want to focus on, and you want to spend rubies as much as possible on your heroes. I try to spend not as much depending on what hero's out, but I shouldn't have over almost 25k. I'm going to be spending more on the new hero that's out. But you definitely want to focus on trying to progress through the story. I forgot about that too, sorry. Warp 1, you want to try to progress through the story if you can, because the story is phenomenal and you're going to get tons of resources. Tons. From rubies to cards to armors to jewels. You're going to get a ton of stuff through your story from level 1 to level 3. So make sure you're doing that, and it will get harder. You're going to have to make your teams get stronger as well. So yeah, it's going to be awesome if you focus on doing stuff like that. You have a better chance at getting through all of your worlds and summons if you are going through all of the stages and getting them done on time. It's going to be hard, but it's going to be challenging, but you can get it done. Go through your stories. Make sure you're doing this stuff every single day. And your heroes, you should be able to summon them very easily from first to second. It shouldn't be too hard to get them, because they changed up how you obtain the heroes in the game. Plus, your accessories will be a little bit harder to get because how they changed the game up. Your jewels are going to be a little harder to get as well. I've made videos about all this stuff, but this is kind of just a quick rough draft of what you should be doing every day. Do all of your dailies every day. Do PvP every day. Do all of these things here every single day. Do your mining at least 2 to 3 times a day if you can, because you get tons of resources there, including rubies. You'll get rubies at the end of at the end of each week. Just be active in everything you can do in this game as a beginner. I promise you, you will progress over time. This game is very grindy. It's going to take time for you to get there, but all those things I pointed out, focus on doing that, and I promise you, you will progress. And I've made multiple videos about resources for beginners, heroes, all that stuff. If you want even more videos like that, I can remake them, but this is just the first part, because as a beginner, I'm basically going to be doing what I'm telling you. I'm going to be going through everything, going through all my dailies, doing all of my missions, doing PvP, doing Kyle Arena's event. I'm going to be doing all that stuff, all the events here. We're going to be doing everything. That's what you're going to be focusing on, because rubies, you don't get rubies very quickly in this game. You have to get rubies basically at the end of each week, and then they can give them to you randomly. They can give them to you based on what events you do. Certain things you do, they can give them to you, like mining, Katarina's event, dailies, galaxy missions, guide missions, all that stuff, even through your adventure dungeons, even challenger dungeon. Focus on all of those things daily, and I promise you, you'll get to where you need to get to. But that's today's video, guys. If you want me to do a more thorough one, I can do another one, but let me know what you think about that. Post the comments below, and until next time, I'll see you for the next one.